when I wrote with Jackie, I said, I write some serious stuff. She said, that's okay, just, no explicit sex scenes. I said, okay, I can do that. But it was very hard for me to find any excerpts that didn't have F-bombs.
Do we have any small people? No?
Anybody
offended by language?
I'm going to warn you now, if you're offended by language, this excerpt's not for you, but if you're not, I still like it. My name is Kay Vanis. This is my series. It's called the Extreme Love Series. All the characters, or the male characters, are all extreme sports athletes. People always ask me, do you like extreme sports? I said, I didn't even know they existed until I decided to write this series. So don't ask me how it all started. It's not the way I recommend writing series. So anyway, this first one, the male character is a skateboarder. He's an extreme sports skateboarder. He's just come off of 2 years of bad decisions and drugs and stuff like that. So his team, his manager, they decided he needs a new attorney, he needs a new sports agent. So he's just about to enter into a new contract, really starting his life clean again. And his love interest is, of course, his attorney, his new sports agent, who is just starting out in this venture as well. This particular scene is where they meet, but neither one of them know that it's the other one. So it's kind of not good when they actually finally do meet. So again, if you don't like bad words, I would say either plug up your ears now or go to the bathroom or something.
Take a smoke break.
Yeah, go take a smoke break. Although if you smoke, you might like these. Okay. So the way I write in this series, it's first person, and every other chapter is the other character. So you get an idea of what they're thinking throughout the whole series. You don't have to guess. And this is chapter 2, and this is Rory. That's the boy, the man. Roy Gregor, he's the skateboarder, and so this is his perspective. I stood outside the noisy club, leaning against the brick building as I faced the busy downtown street, wondering why I'd let my best friend Leif talk me into going out tonight. I needed to rest my body in preparation for next month's competition. I laughed at myself, staring down at the glowing cancer stick in my hand. A night of drinking, partying, and random sex was nothing compared to the damage I was doing to my lungs with this cigarette. My sponsor had specifically forbidden me to smoke, but I was still a few days away from officially signing with them, so what they didn't know wouldn't hurt them, right? I took another long drag off the unfiltered Camel. I figured if I was going to scar my lungs, I might as well choose the most deadly of brands. Maybe Camel will sponsor you one day, and you won't have to hide your disgusting habit. The thought made me actually laugh out loud. Suddenly, the club door swung open with a bang, bringing me out of my thoughts as I noticed 2 girls stumbling out. One girl had her arm wrapped around the other, obviously trying to balance her. It was clear her friend was pissing drunk, and I couldn't help but be amused. I liked when girls were slightly buzzed. They lost their inhibitions, and it was easier to get them to do all kinds of kinky shit in bed. But this chick was beyond drunk. She was damn near comatose. "You okay, hun?" the smaller girl asked the other as they stumbled toward the curb. I was surprised the petite woman could even hold up her friend, who was so much taller and nearly passed out on top of her. My eyes surveyed Drunk Girl, her clothing completely inappropriate for club life. Her outfit reeked of Pilates or some other kind of bullshit workout those snooty, rich white girls did. Her limp body and glazed over eyes made it painfully evident she didn't know how to handle her liquor. Both observations disgusted me, and I had no idea why. Why'd I even give 2 shits about this girl? I flicked my cigarette into the street and pushed off the wall, striding purposely toward the closed club door, preparing for a fast getaway. "I've got her," a deep voice rang behind me. Peering over my shoulder, I noticed a tall, lanky dude wrapping his arms around Drunk Girl like she was a gold medal at the X Games. Where the fuck had this guy come from? Their conversation was muted, but Drunk Girl's body language said it all. She was definitely not okay with this guy. Shouldn't a good friend know that? Then it dawned on me. The woman helping Drunk Girl wasn't her friend at all. The hairs on my neck jetted up in warning when I realized Drunk Girl may be in trouble. Should I stay? Without another thought, my mind made the decision for me. I could hang out a while longer and smoke another cigarette just in case. Man, who gives a flying flip about these girls? She's too drunk to offer any real fun. My eyes surveyed Drunk Girl again. I had to stay. If anything happened to her, I'd never forgive myself. I mean, I didn't hate her, and there was absolutely nothing special about her, at least from where I was standing. Frat boy sure as shit thought she was, though, and I found myself getting territorial, almost jealous of the way he was groping her. Dude, you're a complete moron. Go back inside before this shit turns bad. The small girl examined Frat Boy from head to toe. Her scrutiny revealed she was completely convinced, but she left anyway. As her petite frame breezed by me, she nodded her head toward the couple. I gotta get back to my boyfriend inside, or he'll start freaking out. Keep an eye on him, will you? I don't trust him. Before I could ask any more questions, like why the fuck did I care if she trusted this douchebag or not, she disappeared into the club. Well, shit, I was stuck. The little wench had involved me in a situation I had no desire to be a part of. If this scene went to hell, I'd be responsible, and I didn't need that kind of publicity, not now. Why didn't I just stayed inside with all the other guys, or better yet, stayed home? It seemed that tonight's cigarette smoking had become more hazardous to my health than I'd realized. Stuffing my hands in my front pockets as a sign to frat boy that I didn't want any trouble, I slowly strolled toward him. You two know each other? I asked. He yanked drunk girl closer to him, his hands running up and down her body. My temper flamed, and I had no justifiable reason why. Pull yourself together, for God's sake. You don't even know this chick. Frat boy leaned his head into one side and narrowed his eyes. What's it to you? I wrinkled my eyebrows and cocked my head in disbelief at this asshole's comeback. My menacing glare warned him not to piss me off. I was a pretty big guy, well over 6 feet, and there was no doubt in either one of our minds I could kick this douchebag's ass from here to New York, and would if necessary. It's not, I answered truthfully, having no desire to cause a scene. Then why are you asking? Now I was getting majorly pissed with this preppy fuckwad. Be cool, man, be cool. I drew in a deep, calming breath and counted to 3 before responding. Is she your girlfriend? I asked. Looks like she's pretty wasted. His face lit up like this girl was the best present he'd ever received. I know, right? My guard shot up on high alert. This dickface was seriously going to take drunk girl home and fuck her. Don't get involved, man. You don't even know her. What's her name? I asked. Fuck if I know. Drunk as a skunk is what I'm calling her tonight. He chuckled in amusement. My fists flexed and burned with anger as I prepared to punch this guy's face square in the jaw. Before I could make a move, drunk girl startled and came to life. What the hell did you just call me? She shouted, pushing him away from her body with such force, even I was amazed the douchebag didn't fall on his ass. I turned to the sound of brakes hissing to a stop next to me and found a bright yellow car pulling close to the curb. Somebody call a cab? A balding man yelled from the passenger side window as he leaned over the front seat. I'm sorry, sweetheart, frat boy groveled, trying to win his way back into drunk girl's good graces, or into her panties. Why don't we just get in the cab and I'll take you home? Drunk girl rolled her eyes and her face went ashen as she bent over. Securing her hands against her thighs for balance, I watched helplessly as she puked all over the sidewalk, vomit splattering on all of us. Shit, frat boy wailed. You got vomit all over my new loafers, you stupid bitch. Lunging toward frat boy, I tightened my fists, preparing to light his ass on fire. Instead, I nearly tripped over drunk girl. Gazing down, I discovered she'd fallen down onto the sidewalk on all fours, dry heaving. The scene was disgusting and heartbreaking all at the same time, and I couldn't help but feel sorry for her. Don't do it, man. Don't get involved. Just walk away. As much as I wanted to, it just wasn't in my blood. The door clanked shut behind me, and I turned my head, looking over my shoulder, only to discover frat boy had conveniently disappeared. Here I was, all alone with this vomiting, pathetic creature. Fuck. That's it, I'm giving up cigarettes for good. Do you live around here? I asked, kneeling beside her. I tucked a wayward strand of blonde hair behind her ear. She shook her head. Did you drive here? She shook her head again. Are your friends inside? Maybe we could go back and get them. I don't have any friends inside, she said. Her words were a whisper, but I caught the desperate, distraught tone in her declaration. You came to a club all alone? What's wrong with you? Why would you do that? Spare me the lecture, asshole. She sat back on her heels and wiped her mouth with the back of her hand. I'm sick as a dog here, as if you can't tell, and I just want to go home. I sucked in a deep breath, debating what to do. Most of me wanted to walk away, but honestly, I was scared for drunk girl. What's wrong with you, man? She's just another drunk chick. Put her in the cab and send her packing. What if this cab driver took advantage of her while she was passed out? No, I couldn't do it. I couldn't take that chance with her. With her? Get up. I yanked her to a standing position and walked her to the cab and opened the back door. Get in. I hadn't been forced well up until this point, but she started fighting against me, trying to tear herself from my grasp, and I had no choice. I ducked her head down and forcefully shoved her into the cab. The last thing she needed to be doing tonight was roaming around the streets of downtown Austin, drunk and alone. But wait, she said, I don't have any money. Her desperate eyes begged me for help. Scoot over, I'll pay. You can thank me later. I pushed her to the opposite side of the cab as I tucked my long legs inside the cramped space. Where to? The driver asked. I turned to drunk girl. So where do you live? Her fearful eyes darted back to me, and I winced as I noticed they were brimming with crocodile tears. Why, so you can take me home and screw me like Gap Boy? What the fuck are you talking about? I asked. Before she could answer, her eyes slammed shut, one lone tear rolling down her cheek as she fell into my lap, passed out cold. Oh, great. What kind of fucked up shit have you gotten yourself into now, Roy Grigger?
Awesome. So now, if the three authors want to come back up.